Hello everyone, Kaoz here, and welcome to This is going to be the very first video of its kind. Understandably so, it may not be as popular. Well, I was certainly not expecting that. Hello everyone, Kaoz here, and welcome to another old school RuneScape video. And this week it's all about account goals, so I will give you my top 10 goals for early, mid, late, and the end game that could apply to pretty much every player and that are a pretty good baseline to judge how well your account is doing in terms of progress. So if you want to catch every video, a subscription with notifications on would be really appreciated, as well as a like on the video to let me know you enjoyed it. As always, here's the structure for today's video. First, I will show you the results of the contest I gave you guys on Friday's video, which actually surpassed my wildest expectations. Second, I will give you my infamous disclaimers, which I will have for all of these goal videos to establish a few ground rules. Up next, we will have my personal top 10 list for early game goals, and finally, I will give you a summary as to what I personally think your account should have in order for you to be past the early game in old school RuneScape. As you can tell, this video won't be just the top 10, and we have a lot more content on it, so if you only care about the goals, feel free to skip ahead by using the chapters on the video display. However, I love making these videos, so if you guys want to watch all of it, that would be greatly appreciated. So with that being said, let's jump into the first part of the video, which are the bond winners. Now, I will take a quick minute of your time to share with you the winners of Friday's comment contest regarding the quitting story. To give you a reminder, this is what the contest was. If you guys have watched until this point, say KBD Pet, but not only that, in your comment you have to tell me if you have ever thought about quitting RuneScape and why you have not, or if you actually quit, tell me why. And after 363 eligible comments with the words KBD Pet and your quitting experiences, here are the winners being drawn live. And it is now time to pick a winner. I'm not going to take too much time away from you guys, and we are going to put this link in pickawinner.co. We are going to use keyword filter for KBD, and remember that you have to write KBD as well as your little quitting story. And after 450 comments, we have 363 comments that are available for the contest. So let's go ahead and pick the very first winner. Oh my god, this is Microsoft, and yeah. Thank you for this story. I'm not going to read it in the video, I'm going to read it on my own, but you are the winner of the first bond. And next we are going to have Razorus X, who says, KBD Pet, I have taken plenty of breaks, but I have never quit. Very nice, thank you to you two for commenting, and by the time you watch this, I would have already commented on your video asking for your RuneScape name, and you guys are the winners of 2 bonds, or I guess 1 bond each. So now, back to the video. So congratulations to Microsoft and Razor X. If you guys are watching this, I already replied to your comment on Friday's video asking for your RuneScape name to hand over your bond. We have another contest on this video coming up, so let's continue on with the video. And now, of course, it's time for my infamous disclaimers, and this time around there are only 3 short ones, so we can get on with the video fairly quickly. Number 1, and as I've said many times before, remember that this is just my personal opinion and that it could be heavily different from yours, but we are going to do something very interesting about that in a little bit. For number 2, some parts in the top 10 will have multiple items or unlocks, and this is because they go well together, and honestly putting them separately wouldn't have made much sense. And finally, remember that these are just a few general goals for new players or new members that they could look into to improve their accounts a whole ton when starting out. Also, these were planned for an unrestricted account in mind, but I can see these still being useful for Ironman. I don't know about you guys, but I think these disclaimers are getting a bit quicker, right? So you can let me know in the comments. Alright, with these out of the way, let's begin. Starting off at number 1, we are going to do a few quests that are going to give you a ton of nice starting experience, and that will give you a general feel for the game. First of all, I recommend doing all of the free-to-play quests, as most of them are super easy and short, including the Knight's Sword, which will grant many smithing levels if your level is low enough. Next, go for the Druidic Ritual to unlock the Herblore skill. Then do the Witch's House for some easy hit points levels, and with a higher hit points levels, you are then going to do the Waterfall quest for a ton of easy experience in both attack and strength. You can then focus on Plague City to get some mining experience, Tears of Gothics to unlock the Tears of Gothics minigame, which will give you decent experience on your lowest skill every week. You should also do the mini-quest Enter the Abyss Abyss for some runecrafting experience and to access the Abyss. You are then going to do the Animal Magnetism quest to acquire the Avas Accumulator to save a ton of time picking up arrows and bolts. And finally, not a quest, but you should do the Varrock Museum Basement quiz for 1000 experience in both Slayer and Hunter. Now, don't worry, this is by far the longest topic out of all of them, but all of these quests will open many doors for early progression in your account. Coming in at number 2, we have a pretty obvious one, and you should get level 10 agility, preferably at the Gnome Stronghold. With this level, you will start to have access to rooftop agility training to earn 260 marks of grace to buy the full Graceful outfit at the Rogue's Den. You probably see hundreds of people wearing this each day, and it's because it recharges run energy way quicker when wearing the full set, and it's especially useful at the beginning of your journey. So put everything aside and train some agility for this nice and useful set. At number 3, we have something that will start making you tons of money even at lower levels. It is of course obtaining the Magic Secateurs after the completion of the quest Fairy Tale Part 1, which will increase your herb yield by a little bit for each herb patch. And speaking of patches, I will also suggest preparing a route that's convenient for you to visit all of your available farming patches for you to do your farm runs every hour. Relevant to this topic, I will give you guys 2 links in the description. How to make money with farming, and a nice farming run guide I made as a part of my 1 to 99 farming guide. So grab your Magic Secateurs and your seeds to start leveling up and start making tons of money. At number 4, and also related to farming, I recommend getting level 45 farming as well as 60% Kourend Favour to unlock the Farming Guild. This will be especially useful for 2 reasons. Number 1, you will have access to farming contracts, which is another way to make money with farming, and 2, because you can access the seed vault to deposit all of your seeds to save a ton of bank space in terms of farming supplies. And come to think of it, you can also deposit tree saplings on it, which will save you even more bank space. So all around, this place is pretty crazy even for the first tier. Now, I'm pretty excited for this one because for tip number 5, we are going to mix things up and I will tell you guys to do the following. Leave your number 1 early tip in the comments below so other players can get even more knowledge from my fellow RuneScape enthusiasts. The comment with the highest number of likes in 24 hours will win 1 bond, and I will reply to the winning comment asking for your RuneScape name so we can get together and I will hand over your prize. Now, some people might say this is lazy for me to leave one of these tips up to the viewers, but you guys know I love involving you in the videos, and I am someone who loves interacting with the people who take time out of their day to watch my silly little videos. So put your thinking caps on and leave your absolute most essential early game tip down below for a chance to win a juicy bond. I can't wait to read what you guys come up with. So with that nice bit of interaction out of the way, it is time for tip number 6. And it will be finishing the quest Client of Kourend and unlocking all of the teleports around the continent of Zeah for easy travel, since early players might find themselves coming here very often. To unlock all of those teleports, you will also need to complete these short and fairly easy quests. The Depths of Despair for a Hostidius teleport, the Queen of Thieves for a Piscarelius teleport, the Tale of the Righteous for a Jacian teleport, the Forsaken Tower for a Lovakench teleport, and finally the Ascent of Arceus, or Arceus, I don't know how to pronounce that, for an Arceus teleport. As a nice little bonus, getting your hands on an Amulet of Jerick might also come in handy. In the spirit of keeping things Kourend, tip number 7 is going to be getting favor across all 5 cities in the continent of Zeah. Now, this might not be incredibly helpful starting out, and in some cases you can't get favor pretty efficiently without your stats being slightly higher, but it will be incredibly helpful on your way towards working on some higher tier tips I will have in the future. Just remember that all 6 of the Kourend quests will give you a ton of starting favor, so doing all of them will be a nice boost towards this goal, and something we can cross off our list pretty quickly and pretty early on. And now I am going to do something I have never done on the channel, and I will have my new RuneScape friend, TwistedBowRS, give you tip number 8 for your early game goals.
What's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having an awesome Monday. I am TwistedBowRS, and I'm here to steal Kaoz's subs.
Dude, what the hell are you doing? Stick to the script and don't be cringe.
Fine. For tip number 8, we have unlocking both fairy rings and the spirit tree network. You can do this by partially completing the quest Fairy Tale Part 2 and the Tree Gnome Village quest respectively, but to be fair, this Fairy Tale quest is fairly easy, so full completion is always suggested. Both of these transportation methods will save you a ton of time when questing or doing regular activities like herb runs and getting to more specific parts of the map a lot more quicker. And I guess the long-term goal would be to collect all the spirit seeds to eventually unlock all the spirit tree locations at higher farming levels. And now, back to you, Kaoz.
Thank you, Mr. Twisted Bow RS. If you guys are interested in videos comparing different gear and weapons in OSRS, head over to his channel and give him some feedback on his recent uploads. You can find his links in the description below, and if anyone ever wants to collab with me, you can hit me up on Twitter to brainstorm content ideas together for both of our channels. So, with that out of the way, let's continue. Coming in at number 9, I have getting level 51 magic to give you access to all of these staple teleports that don't need any quests to be unlocked. Except of course for the RD teleport, which requires completion of the Plague City quest, but if you followed the first tip, this quest should already be completed. So grab your Law, Air, Fire, Water, and Earth runes and start teleporting around the map to save a ton of time when doing other activities. And finally, for tip number 10, I recommend doing the quest Bone Voyage to unlock Fossil Island, which has a ton of amazing content for all types of accounts. As an early game player, you should focus on gaining access to the Dig Site Pendant and then learning how to do birdhouse runs, which I have also covered on my channel. Basically, birdhouse runs is a way to train Hunter passively, and it takes no longer than 1 minute every hour to gain both Hunter experience and bird nests containing seeds and rings for some juicy profits. So if you do this early on, you can start gaining experience and money quicker in a passive way. So these were only 10 of my most important goals when starting out your RuneScape journey. But how do you know when you've left the early game? In my personal opinion, you will need to complete the following. You should have completed all beginner and intermediate quests, all of which can be filtered on the RuneScape wiki. You should have completed all of the easy achievement diaries to receive their respective item for a lot of nice early bonuses as well as nice experience lamps. And finally, you should expect to have at least base 50 stats, as a ton of content will be open to you once you get to this point. So get grinding and achieve these goals before you start thinking bigger, since the game can get a bit overwhelming when you make a fresh account or if you are a player who's brand new to Member World. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys participate in today's contest, I hope you check out my friend the Twisted Bow RS, and most importantly, I hope you found this video useful. Up next, we will have my top 10 mid-game goals, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I hope you have a great day, a great week, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!